Biggest fail at the Commander-in-Chief forum. Again, feel free to overrule me. I believe that it is not actually Hillary or Donald. I think that it is, and I apologize, he seems like a nice guy. I think it's Matt Lauer in this case, who did a great job in the first half on asking tough questions of Hillary Clinton, having done his research. He was prepared for the things that she said.
He would interrupt her in the middle of her answers.
Or at least attempt to, because she strong-armed him.
Yeah.
And so I thought, oh, good. We have an adult in the room who will keep them accountable. But then Donald Trump sat down, and aside from having found one embarrassing tweet, which was good on the part of him or his producers, he allowed Trump to do exactly what we were afraid Trump would do, and what might well be the only thing that will allow him to become president, is that if he can win these debates, win by not winning, win by being stupid, but by not having it made clear to people who don't know a lot about this that he's stupid, or have it pointed out and make him admit that he doesn't have any information. If you allow him to simply trounce past you, and you just showed us with Hillary Clinton that you don't have to do that Matt Lauer is not a weakling. He can butt in, but he chose not to. And it's not even just him. I'm afraid that this is what we're going to have at the debates, with Chris Wallace already saying he's not part of the Truth Squad. Matt Lauer, with Trump, was not part of the Truth Squad.
Unbelievable.
It's tactical on Lauer's part. It isn't omission. It's a comfort in attacking Hillary, and Hillary had it coming because she didn't make herself available. So she's going to get aggressiveness. That's what, like Matt Lauer, I suspect, thought, I got to stand up for all these journalists who haven't been able to ask her a question, or weren't able to ask her a question for 275 days. But with Trump, you have to be willing to be disliked to do this job well, which makes people like Matt Lauer, who is incredibly affable television personality, a terrific broadcaster, I think. But probably not right for this. I mean, the fact is, the guy who hosts the Today Show probably shouldn't be doing this for him. That's a different job. It's a different job.
Yeah.
I would have, I've had friends, guys I went to journalism school with, they were assholes. They would have been good. And so you could ask him a gotcha question, and if Trump's good at it, and if he says, are you trying to catch me in an answer because you don't think I know the difference between Shia and Sunni? Let me tell you what the problem with Maliki is. Then he humiliates you, and he has demonstrated that he does know something.
Yeah, that would be nice.
But that's what you have to do. And so I don't know whether Lauer realizes it. I hope he goes back and watches the tape of his second half and thinks, God damn it, I missed what was happening on stage there, that I allowed Trump to control that. Because I'm sure he meant to be tough with him, because he was tough at various times. It wasn't like he came in thinking, yeah, but I mean, he was ready to be tough. I just think he allowed this master manipulator to not perfectly manipulate, because Trump certainly looked like a buffoon at times, but he allowed him to control the tenor and nature of his time on stage. And the way you disrupt that is by being unpleasant and asking the host of the Today Show to be unpleasant. It is literally flies in the face of the 30 years that he has contributed to the world of broadcasting, which is, I'm Matt Lauer, and I'm not an idiot, and people like me, which is a nice legacy. It's just, I think, the wrong guy to host this.
I have probably a controversial idea of who the biggest failure is after watching that town hall.
America?
Well, yes, actually. I think that was a devastating display of the electorate's failure. And part of the reason why is because we as a country have nominated two extremely questionable people to run in the general election, right? So on one hand, you have Donald Trump, who has no experience, no knowledge of the real world, no idea what he would actually do in terms of domestic and foreign policy. And he gets nominated by the Republican Party, okay? He spews hatred, bigotry, is as ignorant as you can imagine, and somehow he gets the nomination. And then on the Democratic side, you have someone who doesn't really represent, liberal values. And
especially in this area.
Especially in this area. So I watch that, and it just depresses me. It depresses me. And I think about what this town hall would be like if the Republican nominee was Kasich and the Democratic nominee was Bernie Sanders. I mean, I feel like we would have a much more, interesting discussion about what's going on. And right now, I'm put in this weird position where I feel like I have to support a candidate that I don't like. And I hate that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can take some comfort in the fact that the word support can mean a lot of different things. It can mean begrudgingly hope wins, or it could mean rah rah going to the rallies.
I'm definitely not rah-rah
people
about
try
anything.
to use the word to mean both, to stick it to people, but it means that word means 100 different things.
We get caught up in scandals, non-news stories, discussions about looks, like just stupid crap on a regular basis. There's just no desire to delve into actual policy ideas. And that is a failure, not just of the media, because I think the media plays a role in that, but it's a failure of the American people, okay? The political apathy, just this willingness to buy insults against a candidate that, you have some superficial knowledge about. That's it. That's all it is. Like, we hate Hillary, so let's listen to Donald Trump insult Hillary and then support Donald Trump. That's all it is. That's all he's got. And Americans are freaking sheep, okay? And it makes me so frustrated that we're in this position right now. Because either way, I feel like we're in a lot of trouble as a country.
Well, I've always said I disagree because I don't think we're necessarily in a lot of trouble with Hillary because she's smart and capable, and this job has a way of moderating everyone. I mean, and it takes. I think she has a good chance she's going to be she'll unquestionably be a better president than she is a candidate. It's what everybody says because it's true. Now, she still might. There's a lot of room there before you get to good. Like she could just be a better president and still bad, no question. But if all we did was talk about policy, this would be an easy contest because policy-wise, she's pretty good. We don't trust her is the problem. You keep saying it. We don't like her. You don't like her. You don't like her. I don't like her. I never have, right? I don't know really totally why that is, but it is personal with her. And so what frustrates me about the Democratic primary process is that and what all the Hillary supporters, of which at various times I have been one, just based on circumstances, have been, is that did we not know this was going to happen when we nominated her? Did we not know that the email scandal was going to fit the narrative?
We talked
We talked about it 100 times.
Did we not know that as soon as she comes into office that there's going to be another investigation? Did we not know that there is no president, Michael Schor, who's an active Hillary supporter? We were on a conference call last night that included Cenk, and we talked about the value of a Hillary landslide if it happens, and then and Michael was like, well, if she has a big landslide win, she goes, if it's a narrow victory for Hillary, she won't have a honeymoon with Congress, but if it's a landslide, she won't have a honeymoon with Congress. And he's of course right, and he's a Hillary supporter. We know what's coming, and what's coming is stagnation and fighting because it's Hillary Clinton, and so to some extent, it is a little unfair. Because much of the venom that she has received has been sexist, and much of it is unwarranted. She is not the crazy loon that many on the left and everyone on the right believes she is. But who cares? This job there's no fairness to this job. And at some point, as a party, what those DNC emails showed more than anything was how wrong they were politically. That we should have said, you know what, you are the next person up, and this should rightfully be yours. But that's not how this works. And I am not prepared to go through the process of how much the fact that the passion of the vitriol against you, that matters. That matters. And so,
you think
sorry.
Debbie Wasserman Schultz considered this?
So sad day for you. You actually don't get to be president. Maybe if you'd like to be Secretary of State again, we could make that happen. You were pretty good at that for a while. At least you were pretty popular at that for a while. Whether you were good remains to be seen. A complicated world. But that's it. You don't get to be the nominee just because you're up next. Republicans made that mistake with year after year after year after year and kept losing. We've now made that mistake, and the only reason that we might survive it is because she's running against the clowniest clown in the history of clowns.
Yeah. We warned him. We had this discussion.
Well, you guys warned him more than I did, but I am keenly aware of it now.
Yeah. The slight runner-up, I would say, I just want to know, I'll try to be quick, on biggest fail is the winner, Donald Trump. You have had so long to learn the name of a group, a region, the name of a city,
He makes
TAPS,
province,
whatever TAPS
Give
is.
us a province.
Yeah. A fact. 5 facts. Learn 5 facts so that when you're questioned, you can throw them out. And like Carly Fiorina naming the different squadrons of submarines we had, we have to assume you've done a little bit of research. And he has had so much time. This is a guy that we're supposed to believe wants to be the leader of the world, effectively, the free world, as we always say, and doesn't care about any of it. isn't interested in Iraq, isn't interested in ISIS, isn't interested in domestic or foreign policy. And like, you don't have to actually be interested in that stuff. I know, it's kind of boring. That's why we're not the biggest channel on YouTube. We're just one of the biggest news channels on YouTube. A lot of people aren't interested in this stuff, but you supposedly are. You should be willing to do at least enough research and study to be able to fake it for a couple debates. And he wasn't even able to do that. He is too stupid to fake not being stupid.
Had enough. It's gonna stop.
No, it's not. There's even more if you're a Young Turks member. Join us at tytnetwork.com/join.